Erin Bradrick, Senior Counsel at NEO Law Group in San Francisco. In this video on tips for starting a nonprofit, we'll be talking about the Form 1023, the application for recognition of exemption under Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code. Most charitable nonprofit organizations other than churches must file the Form 1023 and receive a determination letter back from the IRS in order to be recognized as exempt. In many cases, filling out the Form 1023 may be the most difficult part of the process of forming a new charitable nonprofit. Here are a few tips to keep in mind as you fill out the Form 1023. Number 1. In Part 3 of the form, you must indicate that your Articles of Incorporation or other organizing document contain certain required provisions, including a statement of the organization's exempt purposes and a dissolution clause. According to the IRS, absence of the proper clauses is the #1 reason for delays in the issuance of determination letter, and you should amend your organizing document if necessary before filing the application. Number 2. Part 4 of the application requires you to include an attachment with a narrative of the organization's past, present, and planned activities. It is important to be thorough and detailed in this narrative and to be sure to include all of the information required by the IRS in the instructions to the Form 1023 for each individual activity, including a description of the activity, who conducts it, when and where it takes place, how it's funded, what percentage of the organization's total time is spent on it, and how it furthers the organization's exempt purposes. Stating only your mission and a short description of your programs is unlikely to be sufficient. Number 3. Part 9 of the Form 1023 requires the organization to provide financial data, including in some cases financial projections. The projections provided should be well thought out and should be consistent with information provided in other parts of the application. Finally, Form 1023 includes a checklist that must be completed and attached to the application. Don't forget to review this list and to make sure that you've included your bylaws and other organizing documents, applicable schedules and forms, and the correct user fee with the application. The Form 1023 should be thought of as one of the organization's most important documents, and it should reflect the care and diligence that the organization will use in carrying out its exempt purposes. It's also important to remember that once it's filed, the Form 1023 and all attachments will be publicly available, will be accessible by members of the public, the media, and potential funders. We hope that this has been helpful, and stay tuned for our next video with tips on starting a nonprofit.